Hi, I'm Pete Delahorse with Crown Plastics Company, and welcome to the edition of Make It Stick, the video series where we take difficult to adhere to substrates, and using our unique capability here at Crown Plastics, we can take our DuraSurf UHMW product and virtually make it stick to almost any substrate. Today we're going to be talking about concrete. What I'm going to do today is talk about a couple different applications, one in particular in the railroad industry, where we were presented a very difficult challenge and we had to figure out a way how to make it stick in order to make the application successful. Several years ago, we were approached by the railroad industry with a very interesting problem. The railroad industry had been starting to convert a lot of their railroad tie from wood to concrete. The reason was twofold. Number one, there were a lot of EPA restrictions coming down on the creosote-coated ties, which was creating a big disposal problem. But number two, they wanted to increase the tonnage on the rail line, which meant they had to go to concrete in order to handle the additional tonnage. Now, what they had on their railroad tie was a three-part assembly which would sit on the rail seat. It was a piece of foam, a piece of spring steel, and a polyurethane pad. The whole purpose of this assembly was to provide some energy absorption for the rail and reduce the abrasion on the rail seat on the concrete. Unfortunately, the way the whole assembly was installed, it was put in loose and held in place by clips. So the whole assembly had some movement to it. So even with thermal expansion of the rail, that rail was always in flux. And as particulate would break loose on the concrete, it would eventually become like sandpaper, and it would start wearing away at the rail seat. Over a period of time, the rail seat would start to hollow out, that entire assembly could come loose, and now you have the possibility of a derailment. What we decided to do was something totally different. We replaced not only the piece of foam, but the spring steel with one piece of UHMW, our DuraSurf ETA, that was 2 millimeters thick. We presented this in a form of treated for bonding, where we abrade one side and then we flame etch it, which increases the surface energy and allows it to accept an adhesive system. We worked with a company called Willamette Valley Products, who had a urethane-based adhesive system, which was an approved adhesive for the railroad system. By using this particular urethane adhesive system, we were able to get the UHMW to bond directly to the rail seat, and then we could place the urethane pad on top of the UHMW. What we did by doing this was completely eliminate friction and abrasion from the rail seat. What was happening was the polyurethane pad would float and move on the surface of the UHMW, but since the UHMW was bonded and sealed to the surface of that rail seat, we completely eliminated the friction and the abrasion from the rail seat. Other applications where bonding to concrete may be appropriate. Number one, if you take a look at the floor surface of some of these warehouses, the concrete is very smooth and it's been sealed. In that case, you can use a pressure-sensitive system. Some companies actually like to put UHMW strips down so as skids come in and they're putting them in place, they can use that as slip sheeting and actually slide the skids in place without damaging their floor. Another thing to consider is if you have a building that has cinder block walls, and a lot of firewalls are cinder block, but a lot of these walls have been painted. If that cinder block has been painted, now a pressure-sensitive system also can work. And there may be areas where, again, there's some abrasion or some wear that's happening against a back wall surface, and they may want to put a UHMW tape in the back to prevent the wall from abrading. But these are all areas where bonding to concrete may be a little bit tricky, but understanding how to bond to concrete is going to be critical. All right, so what are the three takeaways that we want to come away with today? Number one, if we're dealing with an unsealed, untreated concrete, the UHMW treated for bonding, our DuraSurf treated for bonding product, is going to be the way to go, and you'll need to use a liquid adhesive system. Number two, if the concrete has been sealed or it's very smooth, such as a floor surface, the pressure-sensitive systems can work and provide some very good adhesion. Number three, if you're dealing with painted concrete like a cinder block scenario, again, our DuraSurf ETA product will work with a painted wall surface. If you have an application that you would like to see, and if you have a difficult to adhere substrate where you would like to see us make it stick, please let us know about it. You can contact us by going to our website at www.crownplastics.com, or you can send me an email directly at pete.e@crownplastics.com, and let us show how we can make it stick for you.